Hi there, folks. Ross here, and due to some technical issues that we had this week, we have actually lost the first 10 minutes of audio from both the video and the audio side of the podcast. We apologise for the inconvenience, but just be rest assured that as of next week, everything should be back to normal. Sorry for this interruption, and we hope you still enjoy the podcast. See you later, folks. Enjoy.
Yeah, it's I'm not sure. I'll wait till the jury's out on the Xbox to see if it's worth having a go. Yeah. I've been looking. Yeah, what I don't know won't hurt me. It's what it's not on there.
True. I think it's to be a good one. If it does come to Game Pass, it'd be good to come to be like a Project Game Pass for the month, because it's a lot of fun with a group of people. I've only played it a few times, like Ian, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. Especially when we played it at, what was it, Virgin Media Stand at ETX last year. That was good.
Oh, not the real life one though.
No, I'm not doing a real life one again.
That Travelator was
that was hard. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think my legs are still hurting from that. Anyway, right.
Ross, on mute.
I just realised
we had a slight technical hiccup there, so we all got a bit discombobulated, but we're back in this flow of it now, into the swing of it. And I'm going to let Ross get well excited, because apparently Fallout New Vegas 2 development is very early talks, says Jeff.
Oh yeah.
Why is this not topic of the week?
Oh.
Because the only reason I didn't put it topic of the week is because it's in very early talks and nothing really has been mentioned about it. All that they've said is basically Obsidian, New Vegas 2. That's it. It's talking at least 9 years away that we're making it out. So it's not even remote to being close. But from the sounds of it, it is happening. Just quite a while away.
It will be a while. And I might have even played the first one by then.
Fucking Jade, don't ruin my night even more than you already have.
Don't blame me, motherfucker. Anyway, Ian, what are you excited as well about hearing this news?
Fuck yes.
Good.
There we go.
Good.
That's what
It's a solid answer.
What's the best thing about it is they're going to make it look like Outer Worlds. That's how it's going to look graphically. Probably better by the time it comes out, but that sort of style. And it's going to have all the upsides in New Vegas too, because obviously all of them, Bethesda have done well at 3 and 4, but Obsidian have smashed it at the park with New Vegas. So if it's got the same storytelling, the same environment feel as the original, it's going to be fantastic.
I think with Series X and S perks as well, the faster loadings and everything, just
Oh yeah, you'll be able to push that tech so much more, won't you?
Yeah, it should be way more fun.
I mean,
that was one of the things. That was one of the issues with New Vegas. The loading screens were quite beefy. You got a good 4 or 5 hints in before you actually got a chance to move on to the next bit of the game.
Yeah, so looking forward to the faster loading times with that kind of game when that, or if that ever comes out in our lifetime.
I mean, Obsidian have got quite a lot of games on the go as it is, and they've got Avowed, they've got Outer Worlds 2, and I think there's a rumor of a third project on the go. So unless that's what this is, they're going to be fucking all hands on deck to get everything out. Yeah, I don't know how big they are, but more than 2 games for a studio seems a bit of a stretch.
Yeah,
we shall see. We shall see. Cool. It's been a lot of speculation and rumors this week so far, in the news at least.
It was a speculative week, wasn't it?
Let's have something slightly more substantial this time. Steam owner Valve has said it's willing to help Microsoft bring PC Game Pass to its platform. So the Steam Deck, I think, is just launched, or is just about to launch for some people. And he was given an interview with some people somewhere. I've lost the quote of it now. Oh, fucking hell. But he says basically he's open to talking to Microsoft about bringing Game Pass to Steam, because they're not interested in doing their own Game Pass style service for Steam. I mean, that would be ridiculous if they did, because they've got so many games in there.
So many library, yeah.
But yeah, so we could very well be seeing a sort of Steam native app, or edition of Game Pass, which then you could use in your Steam Deck, or obviously your PC, or whatever else you're doing. So any interest in, firstly, is anyone interested in picking up a Steam Deck, or has anyone managed to pre-order one?
I would love to be able to justify buying one, because apparently it is not only great for having Steam games playing on it, but apparently the emulator software that they have built into it is outstanding. Original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, Nintendo's, Game Boys, GameCubes, Dreamcast, they all come preloaded with the emulators built into them.
Yeah.
And it's great that you can play your Steam games on them, but apparently the emulator side of things just takes it to like the next level of how accessible it is and how worth the money it is.
When's it out?
It's out.
It's out, is it?
Yeah, I think when they did the pre-orders, they're doing it in waves. So I think the first lot of people are getting it now. I think the ones that went for the slightly higher tier model are getting it in a few months, and then they're just rolling them out every few months. So I think I listened to a podcast the other week. Someone ordered one, and his one's due in Q1 2023 at the minute, because there's such a backlog on them. So if you're going to order it, you're going to order it now to wait about a year to get hold of it.
Next year, yeah. Apparently, Gabe was going along Seattle and dishing them out to people who had ordered them. So not like influencers, that just general customers, and was handing them out, and we had like a wee TV crew recording everybody obviously getting their Steam Deck.
So yeah, I mean, it looks pretty decent. I haven't really caught up with much of the reviews in it. Yeah, I think Digital Foundries said it's basically fucking the best handheld they've ever used, obviously because they love a bit of PC gaming. But we shall see. Hopefully we get Game Pass on them, and you can sideload or reinstall or whatever it is Windows onto it, so you can get rid of the whole Valve was it Linux
system,
operating system at all. So effectively you could turn it into a PC and then install Game Pass that way, but doing it via Steam and not having to faff around uninstalling and reinstalling shit, that would be good in my books. Now if I could just get one for less than fucking £800, that'd be
£800 or something.
Nice, yeah.
It's fucking
a bit much
prices.
For the decent one anyway. I mean,
surely you can review one, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, if they put Game Pass on it, I might be able to swing that one. Swing it, yeah. It's technically Xbox. Yeah. We'll see. But that would be cool because, as I said last week, I'm reviewing the cloud gaming controller from Nacon, and that's awesome. But having it native on the device would be
it'd be unreal.
Ideal, really, much better.
Yeah.
So we'll go from there. Cool. I think unless anyone else wants to bring up any of the news that we sort of eliminated, I think we can move on. Rapid fire round this week.
What is your favorite starter?
We're not mentioning Res Evil.
No, we're not mentioning Resident Evil, even though that was clearly should have been the topic of the week because everybody loves a bit of Resident Evil.
No, but I have a more important question for you. What's your favorite of the new starter?
Fire Dragon, Fire Dino.
The crocodile. Yeah, it has to be the crocodile. No, the duck is quite cool.
The duck looks pretty funky as well. I'm not sure about the grass cat.
I feel like we just need like a breakout segment every week now where you can talk about Pokemon.
The grass cat is similar to the cat from Alola region, so it's like, I know. I
mean, that's why I'm interested because
I'm happy with the fire Dino. He looks awesome.
Yeah, look. One that looks like a giant dildo.
Which will probably be one of the first times that I've ever taken a fire starter in any of them.
Oh, really?
Go Prodigy.
Fuck my life.
You could do the electric camel, Jay. Don't worry.
Yeah.
The electric camel.
No.
That sounds right up Dan Street, doesn't it? The electric camel.
The electric camel or the wind bison. You just pick between those two, Jay, and you'll be all right.
Okay, thanks. I'll bear that in mind. And while I'm bearing that in mind, I just realised I forgot to actually introduce everyone. Not only did I forget to start recording, I also forgot to introduce everybody. So
I mean, you've just been a really bad podcast so far.
Well, I mean, fuck you, but we've been trying to fly through it. So
it's Dan's fault. His white shirt. Look at you, scum.
I mean, I'm not sure that's warranted. This has been an absolute car wreck since the start, but let's fucking fly through. I'm joined by Millie Mannion.
Hello.
Scottish Gruff Ross.
Hello.
MPV Graham.
Hello.
A lady's favourite Daniel with the nice hair. Hello, Daniel, everybody.
It's not as if we've got notes that we just have to follow through, but okay, gentlemen.
I mean, it's been a fucking shit show.
Listen to Billy Big Boss, He doesn't show up on a show one week and he comes back thinking he's the almighty.
Well, I listened to last week's show. I was hoping to kind of like get this gel together, but
you need some gel, apparently. Right.
Yeah, well, yeah. Needs something.
Yeah.
Oh, if gel's good.
I'm growing it out. I don't know what this booth.
You keep saying you're going out, but it looks the same shit since
a fucking lawnmower sitting in the back garden that looks like it could help.
Yeah, I cut the grass funny enough today. That was good. Anyway, go on, carry on. Sorry.
A Manscaped joke.
Oh, I've completely. Yeah, I mean, we don't talk about that anymore. I've completely lost the fucking train here. I don't know.
We're on to the questions of the week.
Nah, bollocks.
Oh no, plugs.
Yeah, bollocks to it all. Let's just end the show now. Let's just end it. I've been playing games this week, so everybody else, thank you very much. Bye. All right. You can find us on xboxtavern.com for written stuff. YouTube.com/xboxtavernofficial, where we record this very podcast as well as various other videos at 8 p.m.
Ish.
Every Sunday. That almost made sense. And you can find us on Twitter at Xbox Tavern, where you can tweet at how wonderfully this show is going every week. Thank you very much. And you can also go to insertcoinclothing.com and use the promo code Xbox Tavern 22 for 20% off for the whole of 2022. And they've got some more new lines I was looking at the other day. I can't remember what they were now. I think
Persona 5?
That's the one, Persona 5, yeah. And they've got loads of other awesome clothes, obviously. Yeah. So yeah, go check them out. That'd be wonderful. Xbox Tavern 22 for 20% off for the whole of 2022. And there's Discord and TikTok and all that shit as well down below.
Oh,
have a click. TikTok best. I love TikTok. My favorite.
TikTok, don't stop.
Anyway, right. Let's get into the question of the week, shall we? Every week we have a question. If you have a question you'd like to ask us, hit us up. Twitter, Discord, wherever. All of the links down there somewhere. I think that's what they say in it. And this week we've gone for, do you have a favorite skill / ability from a game you've played? Graham, you're the only other one that's actually put an answer down, so I'm going to go to you first. Graham.
Fair enough. Answer? It's a bit of a throwback from before. But yeah, it's the best skill / ability from the game Guardian Heroes, with what you do with the Golden Warrior that kind of is your AI companion in the game. You can set a command to trigger him to go berserk. And basically when he goes berserk, he literally sends a whole doom of flame that takes up the whole screen and just rinses everyone, including bosses. But he can only do them sort of every now and then. But yeah, that's definitely the most epic skill move I've ever seen.
Am I remembering he sort of like runs around, slashes, and then just goes, oh, and the whole...
Yeah, you can't tell him to do that move. You just tell him to go berserk, and he just literally starts going mental across the screen, and then every now and then he just boosts this power move up and just millers everything on the screen.
He smashes them. Yeah.
Remember, there's just no skill move like.
And as you said, it just empties the fucking screen of everyone. No one stands a chance.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking good answer. Thank you very much. The other guys look very concerned, so I'm going to go to Ian next.
Me? Okay. Me? Hi. Yes. Skill in video game. Well, it's difficult because, well, I would still probably want it's probably teleportation. So I'm going to go for Goku from Dragon Ball Fighter Z, so he can teleport and be really strong. Go, oh!
That's two different moves.
That's a wonderful answer.
No, I don't know. I've lost the plot as well because I got distracted by this.
This week has just been an absolute shit show, isn't it? Right.
Sorry, apologies, everyone. Yes. Teleportation.
See, we got so excited about episode 69 and all the jokes we're going to make. We've completely shit the bed this week.
68.
I still can't think of a skill that I want. I want teleportation, but I can't think what people.
All right. Well, I'll tell you.
Okay, I know. I'll go for what's his name? Alex Merker from Prototype 2, where you can transform into anyone. That'd be quite fun to mess around with.
Yeah. I
can transform into Dan and.
Oh.
Actually, that's a bad idea.
What? Let's. Anyway, my answer, Ian. I've gone for a slightly different one. I've gone for being able to resize objects in Superliminal, which is a puzzle game. I think on Game Pass, but I played it before it came to Game Pass. And the idea is you pick up a bog standard object, like this beer can, for example, and then you hold it up above you, and sort of like the perspective makes it get bigger or smaller depending on where you look at it. And that's how you solve the puzzle. So you make a block bigger so you can jump on it and jump up to the next ledge, or you make a key smaller so you can fit in a door, stuff like that. And yeah, it's really cool. I really enjoyed the mechanics of it. And I think even though that was what the whole game was based around, if you put that in a game in addition to other bits and pieces, I think that would be like a fucking brilliant power to use.
Or do you want to resize?
Yeah, it says a lot about you, Jay, when you need to look at something else, perspective to make
exactly.
It bigger.
Perspective is all that matters, really, isn't it? You know, you don't want to.
He calls his phone twice the size so he can read the screen.
But you can make your beer can even bigger, couldn't you?
Exactly. I could make it the size of my head. Daniel, do you have an answer?
I do, yes.
Oh, fucking hell. Go for it.
So, Guardians of the Galaxy's Team Huddle. Oh, my God. That is amazing.
What does that do?
So as you're fighting bosses, like it will be like all of a sudden you're feeling kind of down and damper, and the team like, oh my god, I can't do this. So as Star-Lord, you go Team Huddle, and you kind of thrust your Walkman up in the air, and then everyone huddles around you, and then you give them like a rousing speech. And if you get the speech correct, like all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we could do this, we could kill them, let's go. And then they just go to like kick shit out of everyone. It's it's really good. I really do enjoy it. It's sad, it's simple, but it was effective, and I had a good giggle in it. So
Fair enough.
Wow, cool.
Good as answer as any, eh? Why the fuck
exactly.
Not?
I don't get how that will help in real life, but okay.
How that will help in real life?
Motivation.
Well, motivation, yeah, and it doesn't say about real life.
Yeah, true.
So I was like, shit, my one's going to be fucked for that answer. If that's the case.
Right, all right, go on then, Scotch Gruff. Tell us all about your things and stuff.
Mine's a bit of a combination. Mass Effect 3, and it's the sort of Charge and Nova. So playing as a Vanguard is pretty much everything I did in the multiplayer. So you've got your biotic charge where you lock on an enemy, fire across the map, hit them with a big explosive charge hit, and then do the sort of Superman punch up in the air and punch the ground, send everybody flying. Devastates nearly everything in the game. Like you can 2-hit fucking banshees with a sort of combination. Super overpowered, looks cool as fuck. Yeah, it's just badass as hell. It's like it's worth the grind of playing through the first Mass Effect where a Vanguard is shit because it has no decent abilities and can only use fucking pistol. Well, I suppose they've changed it for the Legendary Edition, but you could only use pistols and light armor to get to this point in the third game where you can just destroy everything with just 2 attacks from biotics.
Ooh, nice. Mass Effect is a good shout, actually. I'm sure there's plenty of powers and stuff in there that, if I thought more about it, probably would have been a good option. But yeah, cool. Good. Thank you very much, everybody.
Can you give us yours?
You did.
Yeah.
He wants to make something bigger.
Making me up bigger, isn't it? Right. Things we've been playing this week. So we do a thing every month called Project Game Pass. We pick a game from Game Pass and play it for that month and talk about it. And today is technically going to be the last day of this month's one because tomorrow is Tuesday is February. Fucking hell, March. Who the fuck knows?
February.
We were playing Rainbow Six Extraction. Are we going to give it a quick round table? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Ian,
thumbs up.
Ross,
thumbs up.
Graham,
I'm kind of there-ish, but yeah, mostly towards up.
And Daniel,
all the way down. I didn't like it.
I'm probably
concept was good, but it's yeah.
I'm probably between Graham and yourself. I'm definitely more towards the down than the up. It was good, but it wasn't.
It's difficult, and that's the whole point.
Yeah, it is difficult. Yeah,
it wasn't that it was difficult necessarily.
You got to take your time.
It almost was not. I suppose the right word would be fair. Like the enemies just seemed to come out of nowhere, and it wasn't because they were hard. They just seemed to fucking appear behind you, even though you'd literally cleared that area like seconds before. And having only 3 players, I think, hurt it as well, because it would have been better to stick with the 5 for Rainbow Six Siege, I think.
Well, I think the name hurt it. Not hurt it, it's the wrong word, but having the name Rainbow Six and then Extraction, you straight away assume Rainbow Six Siege. I've got 5 operators. This is how it's going to play. And to an essence, yes, it does play like that. But as you say, enemies spawn from anywhere. You've got to take it even slower than you would on a game of Siege. Having 3 players, having players or characters that then get knocked out and potentially can't use again. Just not. Yeah,
that was another thing I didn't like as well. Pick a character you like, get them knocked down or get them injured in the mission, and then you can't use them for like 4 or 5 missions because they've got to heal up.
Yeah,
so I don't need that shit in a game. I just want to play and shoot things in the face.
It's the worst character.
Yeah, I've definitely soured on it. I quite enjoyed it to start with, but I've definitely soured on it the more I thought about it, I think.
I still think it was quite fun. I mean, it's annoying that you can't keep playing the same operator over and over again. But again, that does obviously give you a bit more variety. They force variety, so you are trying different play styles, different skills that you prefer.
except when you've got like 5 operators out and you're stuck with all the people you can't stand to use.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, please let me have one of them back. But yes,
when you play with you and you go in stealth and you just get a shotgun out.
Well, exactly. Yeah, no, stealth all the way, Greg?
Yeah, that's me.
So we're going to pick a new game for March. I think we're going to put a Twitter poll up. Is that what we decided on?
Madden 22.
So we'll put a Twitter poll up probably tomorrow, and then we'll get people voting on it, and then we will decide. Well, you guys will decide for us what we're going to play this month. So and then in terms of what we've actually been playing this week, let's go with Ross first. Ross, what have you been playing this week?
I have been playing a bit more Dying Light 2. I think I'm about 75% of the way through it. Still really enjoying it. A couple of wee things that are nagging. I don't know if it's the co-op side of things or if how it plays as a whole. But there's quite a lot of sections where it's like speak to one character, speak to another character, speak to another character, and all of them require you like get up to a character, press, has like a tiny wee black screen, then it goes into talking to somebody, then it goes into another wee black screen, then it comes back in a gameplay. But you're talking to maybe these 3 or 4 characters in the space of 30, 40 seconds, and it just makes it really like it makes it struggle to flow in those sections. It really becomes quite tedious. It breaks up the sort of the whole playthrough. It's
are these main mission characters or like side mission stuff or?
Yeah, it just I don't know. It doesn't flow very well at certain points, and it really spoils it. Like the actual gameplay side of things is brilliant, but that part of it is really frustrating. So it's kind of again soured for me a bit with that. But again, I would have to see what it was like single player, because obviously you're relying on the other person. Like both people need to be at the character and hit the button to activate the cutscenes. So I would need to see how it felt with like just single player and see if it feels just as bad. But that's been the only negative I've had about it so far. Stability wise, not had any dropouts, no crashes or nothing like that. Still really enjoying like the combat and the free play, the free running mode type idea. Loads of Easter eggs, which is quite cool to have quite a lot of references back to Dying Light 1. Really solid game. Just that little part of the having to jump in and out of cutscenes just to like it was one part you were getting chased through the subways and like you got to a door, but it was the type of door where both players had to be active. You couldn't just open the door. So it was like, run to this door, open. Run to this door, open. And it was like, just let that be one continuous path. Don't put the doors there. Leave the doors open.
Or give you the option just to barge through them rather than have to
it made it really, I don't know, it just didn't, it was a chase sequence, so it didn't make you feel like you had any stress. You literally just felt like you had to run, get to the door, and then you were safe, and then run, get to the next door. It wasn't like continuous chasing the whole time. Just the pacing of it felt really off with that sort of mechanic.
Fair enough.
Have you got much further in it, Gray?
No, I haven't actually had a chance to get back to it now. Fortunately, I've been playing my other review game, which isn't out yet, which doesn't help.
Fair enough. So, anything else, then, Ross? You've played some Fighter Z, you said earlier on.
I have, yes. We jumped into Fighter Z. I had played it ages ago, and I don't know why I dropped it and stopped playing it. Had got up to a certain point where it's like the very first time you get introduced to Android 21. Great wee mechanic with sort of 3-on-3 when you're doing like the versus mode. All your favourite characters, most of them from Dragon Ball Z, a couple for Dragon Ball, couple for Dragon Ball GT. Just really cool. It's awesome looking game. The animations for the special moves are cool as hell. I think like I was playing it the other day and my wee man was sitting watching it as well, and it was Vegeta did his final flash, and it was an in-air final flash. So when you've done it, like the whole power wave and character, you see it like zooms out to the like galactic scale, and you see it like trouncing into the stars and blowing the character up in space and things like that. Just wee things like that, it just makes it look cool as hell. The little like animations that you do once you hit the combo to put in the special move, how it like puts your character in position, like obviously Goku with his Kamehameha pose and things like that. It's just one of the best fight, like that type fighting game, like we were saying with Street Fighter earlier. It's one of the best ones that I've played in that regard.
Yes, the way they present it, like the TV show, like you were saying, like the camera angles and the quick cuts and sort of like the low frame per second animation stuff. Yeah, it looks awesome.
Have you done a dramatic finish yet?
Yes.
Yeah, and
they're quite awesome.
The colours and the eyes, it looks great. It looks awesome. Not my cup of tea usually, that sort of fighting game, but yeah, very, very good. Very, very good indeed. And on Game Pass, I believe.
Yes, I dabbled briefly on that as well.
So yeah, so we shall hear more about Dragon Balls. Was it Dragon Ball Fighter Z? Is that right?
Dragon Ball Fighter Z, yeah. All like you were saying with what was it? Fuck, what's the game we were talking about earlier? Killer Instinct, constantly bringing out new characters as well. So like they had obviously their base ones: Krillin, Piccolo, Goku, Vegeta. I think it was Cell, Frieza, Boo. Like your main sort of characters for the Z archetype idea, any of their characters. But since then they've started adding in one of the newest ones they've done was your character. Obviously you've got your base character. If you're doing the verses, you've got your base character and then you get like your Super Saiyan mode and things like that. They've recently introduced the Ultra Instinct Goku. They've brought out like Gogeta, Vegito, different types of fusions and things like that. So they're constantly adding new characters throughout the longevity of the game.
Yeah.
So there's always something new to learn if you want to try a new character.
And some more nifty looking animations to watch.
Exactly.
Maybe Yajirobe.
No, unfortunately not.
Oh.
Not yet. Maybe one day. Get the petition out there now. All right, thank you, Ross. Daniel, what have you been playing this week?
I have finished.
No, you're
right. I have finished Little Nightmare.
Few days.
Thank you.
How many pairs of underwear did you go through?
None, to be fair. It was the only. I mean, apart from that weird, huge kind of thing that followed you up. He was weird.
Is that the one that pulls himself along the ground?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Very bizarre. I enjoyed the game, but I struggled a tiny bit. I do struggle with these games where they don't give you the story or don't give you the ending, but then I also like it at the same time because it leaves it up to you to think, oh, this is what I interpreted the story as. And you know what happened and why you were running away or why you were beating these bosses up, etc.
Kind of like Limbo and Inside, isn't it? There's a story, but it's up to you to interpret.
Yeah, and
how
I think
it went.
Yeah, and I think loosely, I think everyone kind of gets or understands that that's the story, and then it just gives you that kind of pocket of, well, actually, is that person a child or was he not a child? It was good. The mechanics were good. I like the way they have that kind of 2D side scrolling going from left to right. However, within that, it actually has 3D depth. So as you're running along a pipe, you can veer off that pipe because if you don't hit it straight, you just fall off it and then you get killed. But yeah, really, really good. So I might jump in to Little Nightmares 2, but I'll have to buy that.
I would highly recommend it. That's the only one I've played. I've played the first couple of hours, I think, of the first one, but the second one's fucking awesome. Yeah,
the first one can be done. As long as you don't die, I would reckon it could probably take you an hour and a half. I think I probably clocked in almost to maybe 3 hours. And that was playing like very small sections and then not being able to work out where you had to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, just it's good. As I said, as much as I get frustrated with the story's not laid out for you, I also like that at the same time. It's it's just a really good game, really nice, and looks good as well. Yeah, nice, good. Is that all you've been playing this week, or because it's the only one you had written down? Well, yeah, the rest is not worth. I jumped into FIFA again. there's no point talking about FIFA anymore. I mean,
next week we'll have a conversation about it, Daniel.
Well, yeah, when I beat you, but yeah, I got back on that train for some silly reason, and also jumped into Halo as well, because obviously the Temrai event is back on, so I want to try to get myself up to get some of those cosmetics, which essentially don't mean a damn thing.
Or get that shoulder pad, you know.
Well, but then I'm like, I want it, so I'm kind of grinding away. It frustrates me that they don't, as you knock off the Tenrai event challenge, it then doesn't automatically give you another Tenrai event challenge, which is really annoying. So during the event, I think you only get 2 or 3 challenges. However, sometimes as you complete one, it will turn into just a normal one. And yes, you could use your swaps to go get a thing, but then you're on RNG on whether you get a Tenrai event or some other weird crap.
Like kill 50 banshees in a 30-second time period.
Well, yeah, and you're like, well, no, I'm not playing that mode. I'm playing the fucking Tenrai event. Give me a Tenrai event challenge. But yeah, I mean, that's about it.
Fair enough. Good. Okay. Graham, what have you been playing this week?
Yeah, in the same boat. Well, unfortunately, I've been playing a game I can't talk about yet, but that's been dominating most of my time, which is annoying. So the only other 2 games I've been playing was the Dynasty Warriors again, which I mentioned last week, which was a shame with what they've done. But I didn't realize that the game was kind of an expansion from a game that came back in 2018, which might answer a lot of questions why some things just don't look massively improved for the Series X and S version.
Yeah.
So it does answer a lot of questions of why is it so slow to load this? Why have the graphics not improved so much from the expansion? But that would be why, because they kind of just stacked blocks on sort of a 4-year-old game. And aside from that, I've been playing, same as Dan, a bit more FIFA 22. I really left that train, but I've just been sort of digging the challenges that they have on there sometimes. On there that you have to score in a certain way, you have to have certain members in your team. It just forces you to play with squads you wouldn't normally play as and use players you wouldn't normally play as and try and score in a wonderful way. So it's not just who's got the better team. So yeah, those kind of challenges sort of keep me coming back.
Fair enough. I'm very excited to eventually play Ian at FIFA. Or even team up with Ian against you guys and just absolutely dominate you. Gonna fucking destroy you, all of you.
Exactly. Don't want to make it 2. Yeah, you know. We'll let him off. Let him score a few goals.
Exactly. They could score the goals, but the game ain't going to finish because we're going to get it. What's the right word? Abandoned. That's it. Cool.
Give you a 3-0 head start, and we'll only have 10 men. Let's go.
Nice. Cool. Okay. Well, thank you, Ian. What have you been playing this week?
Me, I've been playing, I guess, 2 game preview actual titles. So I looked at the game preview kind of was part of Xbox. I thought I'd try 2 new ones. The first one is Second Extinction. So that's basically it's a co-op shooter, first person. So you and 2 other people. And basically the goal is what they call is reclaim Earth. So Earth's been taken by mutated dinosaurs now. And it's up to you and a couple of friends to go back down to Earth and try and basically cleanse it and get rid of all the dinosaurs.
Is that the one we've seen that had like the horde mode is like dinosaurs? Like that it was like, I think in the trailer it was like just raptors running towards you.
Yeah, so there's a horde mode. There is that kind of version. There's an open world like extraction version. So basically you go down to Earth, you can kind of do loads of missions and stuff, but then you have to extract to again kind of save all your kind of war efforts and items you've picked up and your levels you've gained. Because if you just quit the main menu or die enough times, you lose all your items, and obviously you've got to start again, and nothing kind of progresses on the map. So obviously you have to go from map, unlock camps and stuff, then extract. So then later on down the line, when you go back down to Earth, you can go down to those camps that you've unlocked. And obviously when you do go to extract, it gives like a couple of minutes timer. Obviously loads of raptors and dinosaurs come and chase after you. Did come across a T-Rex once earlier as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no chance at all in hell was I ever going to defeat that.
Are you playing on your own or with like randoms or something?
I played I was like a couple of friends I was playing with Was from our other Was. So I was playing with him and Jake as well. So
did you at least try and take it on?
Of course, Chivos. What's that?
Did you at least try and take it on?
Oh yeah, Fuck, I tried on and just failed miserably.
That's fine. As long as you try.
I think I don't think we end up running away in the end. Got like one life left. Like, I'm out of it. I'm off.
I'm done. I'm gone.
Yeah, I would have been out of there straight away.
Yeah, that would have been like,
T-Rex.
Trying to get like a minigun, trying to shoot from distance off a cliff. And like, oh, there's no chance I'm going to get this down. So yeah, good fun though. Really good fun game. Good co-op game. I recommend. I might try and recommend it for Project Game Pass because actually I did quite enjoy it, and it is a co-op shooter, so it's good fun.
That's Ian's suggestion, in.
And the other game I've been playing, which is also another game preview, which came recently, is Siege. Yeah. So again, quirky little tile. It's basically a physics-based builder where you can basically control a medieval siege, and you've got to kind of build it. And you've got certain missions. So sometimes it's just completely destroy the area. So you've got to make like a massive cannon or like loads of bombs you can just throw at them, like a catapult. And obviously you've got to kind of defeat the objectives, or there'd be like loads of horde of enemies coming around on you. So what I did was I built like a vehicle that just spins around and has loads of drills in front of it. So it kept spinning and spinning, and they're coming towards you and just kept dying because my machine was just spinning around, chomping them all up.
Nice.
So again, it's all about building stuff. But also if you get stuck building, you can go into like a workshop, and obviously have a like online workshop where loads of people have downloaded loads of different kind of vehicles and stuff, and you can kind of get like little advice from there. And what's good as well is even though you download their vehicle kind of concept they've done, you can still add to it. So you can still add and take things away. You think, oh, that's a good base model. So I downloaded a few vehicles, which is just like proper like base models for me. Like quite like vehicles that go really fast, or like a catapult, and I can add a few things to it, like a bit more beastie. So yeah, good fun. I've done the first 2 worlds on that. I think there's like 4 worlds to do, 4 or 3 worlds to do. I've done the first 2, and yeah, it's good fun. Again, one of my kind of go-to ones is just a vehicle which just basically explodes itself, so it completely just destroys the whole map. And obviously, because obviously even if your vehicle explodes, as long as you've done the objective, you get a pass to go to the next level. Yeah. So my vehicle's just one massive bomb basically, and just completely just destroys everything.
Are you playing this on the console or on PC?
Both. Of course,
okay.
It's cheap.
I tried the console version. I found the interface a little bit clunky.
Yes. So the console version I did find a bit, I was going to say the console version, when you got to move around the L pad, D pad, it's kind of a bit confusing. But with the PC version, mouse and keyboard just works so much easier with this. You can move it around, you can move the vehicle upside down, and it kind of works a lot more easier when you're trying to add bits in the kind of quirky area. And I find the PC version, I think they've got links with the Steam version because there's way more workshop items on the PC version, whereas on the console version, there's not that many.
Yeah, because it's been out on PC, I think, preview for probably a year or 2 at this point. I think.
Yes, it was last year. No, 2 years ago, actually, 2020.
I remember seeing it thinking it looked pretty good. Obviously, it didn't have a decent enough PC, but now it's on Game Pass on Xbox. Have a go.
You don't even that good enough PC. I think it's all right, to be fair.
Yeah, I had a very quick go, but I said I want to try on the PC really, see if it's any easier to
it's much stuff. It does control much easier on the PC, so I'll definitely recommend that.
Yeah, so Project Game Pass suggestion number 1 is Second Extinction, and then we'll think up 3 more and send out that Twitter poll,
or just a Second Extinction.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I suggested that to you a few months ago, and you're like, "No, I'm not playing that shit." But here we are.
Here we are now.
Your ways have been rectified. Although I haven't actually played it yet, so it might very well be shit. I don't know.
It's not too bad. Like I say, the shit parties you've got to extract, and that could always fuck things up. But I only realised that a good few times, and then I was like, "Well, I'm not getting any items," and I realised, "Oh, you have to extract. That's the reason why." So I was like,
"Get out there with your loot. Get out with your loot. Save Raw Sauce Ross and what's his name?
Morbid.
Morbid. There we are. Yeah.
Morbid numbers. 69-3. I don't know. 2 something. I can't remember what number it is.
69. Yeah, here's hoping fucking 69 is better than this shit show.
Sorry, Jake. I can't remember what number is on the end. 237? 237. There we go. It was there somewhere in my head.
Almost had the 6 and the 9 in it.
It's too late now.
Too late now. It's got to change to Morbid 69.
Right, cool. Lovely. It's me now, isn't it? Well,
yes,
one very I've other than Fortnite with the kids, which I'm still very much enjoying. I've been playing. They're fucking kickers' ass. I've been playing a game called Martha is Dead, which is a psychological thriller set in World War II. And before I go any further than that, I don't want to actually spoil anything because the story is easily the best part of the game. I'm trying to not even like hint at things, but there's more to it than it seems.
Martha dead.
What
Who's
I mean,
Martha?
the title says she is, so we're going to go with that. But there's twists, there's turns, it had me hooked from start to finish. Like even in the opening 10 minutes where they've already shown the intro of it, and I got to the end, I was like, well, I didn't see that coming. And then that was it. It had me going from there the whole way through. The gameplay itself is pretty simple. There's a small area to walk around in, and it feels almost like a walking simulator at times where you're just walking around looking and trying to find things. But there's more sort of quest sort of stuff involved. So you'll have to go and find a certain item in the forest to bring back to the house to sort of trigger the next step. And along the way, might be a character or two you meet or an interaction you find or something like that. A lot of it's taking pictures, so you have to try and find sort of spectral presences and stuff like that to take pictures of, which you then go back to the house and develop, which will then progress the story and side missions and stuff. But they start the game with a warning. I forget the exact wording, but it's along the lines of there's a lot of gruesome visuals,
very visceral, I've heard.
Psychological trauma, etc. So if you're not comfortable with this, they give you the option to opt out of the worst of it, or when you get to the worst of it, they again say this next scene is going to be pretty fucked up. Are you sure you want to watch it, or are you sure you want to play it? And you could be like, I played it all because I wanted to see, but yeah, some of it will definitely not be for everyone because it is quite.
I've heard like
didn't they censor it on the PlayStation?
It did not get removed from PlayStation.
I haven't read what they cut out of the PlayStation version, but having finished it now, I can take a pretty good guess at what they would have cut out because there's probably 3 or 4 scenes where you think, oh, that's a bit fucking. Oh, that's like. Is
it as good? I've been hearing a lot of positive things about it, albeit it really stretches the boundaries of what you want to see in a game. But I've heard a lot of good things about it. So does it live up to that?
Oh yeah, it's probably my favorite game of the year so far.
Wow!
Like I said, because of the story mainly, the gameplay's good. Like the way they use the photo mechanics and just interacting with the environment, and it works really well. But again, if you're not prepared for things, you're probably going to want to either take the censored version or, at the very least, sort of do it in small chunks because, it's hard to explain without sort of spoiling anything because it just goes and goes and goes, and it probably took me maybe 7 or 8 hours to finish. And honestly, it was just I was enraptured the whole time. I was like, this is awesome. Well, not awesome, but like this is interesting and intriguing. I want to see what happens next. And I was like, why did I see what happened next? I don't want to see that again.
So what's like it's hard because like you're saying, it's
a similar feeling.
Yeah. Is there anything that you could compare it towards, like in regards to like the visceral aspect of it, or is this unique in regards to you've never seen anything done like this before? Or
I'd probably go along the lines of the first thing that springs to mind, especially talking to you, Ross, would be something like Silent Hill 2, where it plays more on
psychological,
what's happening to the mind and tricks of the mind, as well as the actual physical horror of someone, getting chopped in half, or the fucking pyramid head coming with his whacking great sword, something like that.
Raping the nurses.
Effectively, yeah. Let's go with that. There's a lot of difficult themes and difficult scenes to watch and to partake in. A lot of them are interactive as well, so you have to like press the buttons to do certain things, or again, it's hard to explain, but if you like if you like horror, horror things, if you like thriller things, the only thing perhaps that there wasn't a disappointment because I still really enjoyed it, but there was not a lot of scares, as it were. It wasn't like a oh my god kind of game. It was like a oh my god, what the fuck kind of game.
Okay.
But it was more along the sort of, I think, it was more like if we're talking like movie franchises, for example, it was more like Saw. whereas it was the visual. Oh, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah,
whereas
I haven't seen many of the Saw films, but yeah,
it doesn't work on it's more the visceral horror side of things
it's
than
more
the actual.
like why is this happening and how did this happen, as opposed to there's a ghost and a zombie and type thing. But yeah, really good. Really enjoyed it. As much as that might sound, once you play it, you might think, what the fuck is wrong with you? But I really enjoyed it. So well worth checking out. I think it came out a couple of days ago.
24th.
Yeah, and it's not too expensive either. So if you're into that sort of thing, 100% pick it up. Absolutely brilliant game. If a bit messed up. Yeah, probably not for you, Ian, but yeah, that's good. Very good.
Intriguing.
Yeah, I'd definitely recommend giving it a go if you're into that sort of experience type thing. And I played it a little bit. They recommend playing it in Italian because you're playing as an Italian family. But it does help the atmosphere, but I got really bored of reading the subtitles after about a couple of hours. So I changed it to English acting. And the English acting is really good anyway. And they still managed to sell it
How did you
effectively.
get bored of reading subtitles?
It was tiring after work. I just wanted to sit back and listen, really. But yeah, it's really good. Really, really good. So hopefully we can talk about that more in depth at some point when someone else has played it. But for now, let's talk about things that are coming to Game Pass. Ross, what's coming to Game Pass?
Not much. That's the issue. Because we're at the sort of tail end of the month and they've not really sort of jumped into the new, I suppose, March games. We're sort of a bit dried up for the end of the month. I'm trying to think what we had last week. There was nothing really that big. Was there anything big last week? I'm trying to remember what I ran through. I know that I was excited for Total War, Warhammer on the PC. I can't think if there was anything else for last week's show that we said that was there anything that big to have a look at.
I can't remember.
Crossfire X.
No.
Yeah.
Well, no, I know it wasn't particularly good, but that was one of the only other ones I can remember.
So what was it? Super Mega Baseball 3?
Yeah,
that
was
Madden, Infernex.
There was nothing that was massive for this.
We've got to wait for a couple of weeks now, won't we?
I think the only other one that I've seen that's coming out this week is Alice Madness Returns.
That's tomorrow.
The rest have already sort of came out just now. And I think there was another one. There was one that's been announced for March that was meant to be out this year. It might be out this month, but they delayed it for a reason. And for the life of me, I fucking can't remember what the game was.
Far Changing Tides.
No, it was another one.
Yeah,
there was a game that was meant to be coming out this month and they delayed it to Shredders, the snowboarding game. It was meant to be out this month and they've moved it to next month. But they've not really given us a big idea of what's coming out for March titles yet. So it's a bit quiet so far.
Well, hopefully this come next week, we'll have a long list of things and we'll be like, oh, I can't believe this is coming to Game Pass. Because
I think the only other ones that they've had, which again is PC, is Crusader. Not PC. It's the Crusader Kings 3 is coming out this month, and for life I can't remember if it's the PC version or the console version.
PC version's out, isn't it? Isn't it the console version?
Yeah, it's the console version that's coming out this month. Yeah. Although, and there is another thing, again, how legitimate it is. I've seen a lot of rumours about it, but nothing confirmed. There is big talk that Cyberpunk's coming this month to Game Pass.
Well, isn't that been poo-pooed because they said they've got a free 5-hour trial of Cyberpunk? Did you guys mention that last week?
No.
So, right.
That was part of the update, wasn't it?
Yeah, so part of the update. So there was talk of Cyberpunk dropping into Game Pass to obviously re-get that hype and everyone start playing Cyberpunk again. However, if you didn't buy Cyberpunk, I believe you can try Cyberpunk for the first 5 hours and then Cyberpunk was at a discount. Whether that discount's still running past, I don't know. So if you want to try Cyberpunk, everybody can. It's free for 5 hours. And I think that's why it didn't drop into Game Pass.
Nice.
Well, we shall see, eh? Hopefully tomorrow morning they'll announce it all. We'll sound like jumps. We're like, oh, they got loads of games.
It'll be in Game Pass.
But Ian, what's leaving?
Yes, leaving. Video games, leaving. Tomorrow we have leaving Hypnospace Outlaw, Killer Queen Black, Stealth Inc. 2, 2 Lunar Nights, and then Titanfall on the 1st.
Yeah, so a bit of a shame some of them games are going, but they may return someday. You never know.
I'm worried Plague Tale's leaving next month.
Fucking better not do. I'm not finished it yet.
I was going to say, isn't Titanfall,
get it while it's discounted?
Isn't Titanfall in EA Play anyway?
It must be leaving EA Play for some reason. I'm not sure.
Because it's old, probably. They probably know the server numbers is hardly.
Well, that's the thing. They've I think that shit the bed a long time ago, and they've been holding on ever since. But I'm pretty sure it's full of cheaters and spammers now. So yeah, if you want to get in there, you got one day to get on it. And Graham, if you don't want to play Game Pass, if you're not in with the cool kids and you just got Games with Gold, what games can you expect for free coming up in the next couple of days?
Well, at the moment, we have Broken Sword available from February the 1st to the 28th. Aerial Knights Never Yield from the 16th of February to the 15th of March. Band of Bugs from February the 16th to the 28th. And coming soon, we'll have The Flame in the Flood from March the 1st to the 31st. Street Power Soccer, which is terrible, from March the 16th to April 15th. And Sacred 2 Fallen Angel from March the 1st to the 15th, which I'm looking forward to. I'm not sure I've completed that one or not, but I played one of the Sacreds. They're pretty good. And SpongeBob Truth or Square from March the 16th to the 31st, which I have no idea about.
Yeah, so The Flame in the Flood, I think, has got quite a lot of praise. I don't think I've ever played it. I think I got it on Steam, but I never actually got around to playing it, like about 95% of my Steam library. But, yeah.
Has anybody actually played much of their Steam library?
I don't think so. It's those fucking humble bundles and deals. Yeah, I'll pick this game up for £1. Why not? 3 years later, what did I even? I bought it. I never played.
How much money has Steam made for humble bundles that nobody will ever play?
Yeah, I think I've got about 150 games in mine, which is pretty tame compared to some, but I probably only play about 6, which is horrendous. But yeah, much like Game Pass, I suppose. I've got loads of games in there, not touch hardly any of them, but we can, included.
The opportunity is there.
Yeah, the opportunity is there. All right. I think that's it for this week, innit? We've got to shit the bed, really. This has been a fucking nightmare. This has been a travesty this week. I'm sorry, everybody. If you made this far, you're even more a fucking hero than usual, because even we weren't convinced halfway through this week at the end or not.
Was it halfway through? I think it was a quarter of the way through.
Yeah, probably not even that, yeah.
It was a quarter of the way before we realised that there was no audio and no recording, and then fucking 2/3 of the way through, the fucking stream shat the bed, and
it's just been an absolute nightmare. However, next week is episode 69th. Nice.
Yeah.
Hopefully bring out A game. We will bring out A game, and we'll smash the shit out of the park. Thank you very much. You can follow us on Twitter. You can find myself at IanXN. You can find Dan.
Chocolate at 80.
Ian.
Nutty Ray.
Graham.
At Grey Reaper.
And Ross.
QOTD 389.
And yeah, tweet us. Send us some love, because we're going to need it after this one. And we shall see you next week at 8 p.m.
Ish.
For another episode of Xbox Tavern's Xpod Tavern. Peace and love to all.
See ya.
Love you. Bye.
Bow.